Hi, I'm Jinwoo Kim from KAIST and I will present my work. First, vection is an illusion of self-translation or self-rotation. It is a sense that you feel rotation or translation even without physical movement. In this study, we try to explore the effects of multisensory cue on augmenting vection sense in immersive VR environment. Also, from the previous research, vection is closely related to VR sickness, which is a critical issue of VR. We designed an experiment that could measure sense of vection with rotating optic flow and audio stimuli. The overall process of experiment is shown in the figure. The multisensory stimuli is proposed for 10-second maximum, and when participants pressed the button, the stimuli stopped and asked the sense intensity level in 7-point Likert scale. After 10 seconds of rest, they repeated the task. Total 150 trial was conducted and 5-minute rest was provided after each 25 trials. We recruited a total 32 participants for data collection and 2 was excluded. We analyzed the response time, detection time, and sense intensity with RM ANOVA. The results show that as the coherence of visual optic flow increases, the possibility that participants felt vection increased, except for section between 60 and 80%. Next, we found main effects of visual optic flow coherence and audio coherency. Participants sense the higher vection intensity when the optic flow coherence is higher, and the auditory stimuli rotation was not coherent with the visual optic flow. Lastly, we found optic coherence and interaction effects in vection detection time. The results show that as the coherence of visual stimuli got larger, participants perceived vection faster. Post-hoc comparison from the examination of the interaction indicated that size of difference between own audio and congruent audio condition was significant in 20 and 100% optic flow condition. Based on these results, we verified our stimuli have successfully augmented sense of vection in VR with optic flow. In terms of the effects of multisensory stimuli, there was not much difference between known and congruent audio condition due to the visual dominance effect. However, we found an interesting result that misoriented stimuli contributing to augment more intense sense of vection. We conclude that the effects of multisensory itself is not strong, but our findings of the motion concurrence effects between audiovisual stimuli suggest that the cognitive process of perceiving vection could vary. Therefore, more further study is needed to explore the variation of audio stimuli factors such as sound intensity or rotation speed. These effects could be considered since various senses will be combined to provide realistic VR experience. Also, other measures such as EEG and eye tracking would be useful to understand the cognitive process of vection. Thank you.